Welcome to Better Than Yesterday. I'm Adam Churchman here with the homie Oliver Saunders.
What up?
Thank you guys so much for tuning in this week. If you are new to the BTY podcast, welcome. We love that you've tuned in. If you're watching on YouTube, please go and click that subscribe. If you're listening on Spotify, click the follow. That way you will know every single Monday when a new episode drops, and you will not miss one. We appreciate that you're here. We can't wait to grow with you. For our community who's been around with us for a while now, thank you for continually coming in and supporting us. We love you. We wouldn't be here without you guys. Do us a favor. If you've been benefiting from the content that we've had, just go ahead and share a show with a friend, with a family member that you think would also vibe with this community. We grow with your support. We can't do it without you, and we really appreciate all the love and support that we get from you guys. This week, it's going to be another one of our Q&A episodes. We have different formats on the show. We have our hot topics where Oliver and I bounce back and forth an idea. We've got our guest episodes where we bring in some inspiring people to help, motivate and grow this community in new ways, learning skills. And then we have our Q&A, and so that's what we're going to be doing today. As usual, my wife Eliza is here to be the moderator for our questions.
What up, E?
Thank you for coming on and doing this with us.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime. All right, you guys ready?
Let's do it.
I'm recently in a new long-distance relationship. Any advice would be helpful because I've never done anything like this before.
I don't know if you want my real. Do I give my real advice?
Yeah.
I personally, the type of person that I am, I couldn't do a long distance relationship. I want to be near the person. I want to see the person. I want affection. I want love, and everything. So I'm sorry. If that was my genuine answer. I guess if you were gonna do a long distance relationship, I would just say communication is the most important part. It's the most. I mean, it's hard to communicate with somebody that you live with every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you have to make sure that you're communicating, you're checking in, you know what I mean, as much as you can, because you're missing that in person part of the relationship.
Yeah, I think obviously our relationship started off long distance, right? She was Vancouver, I was Hamilton. So I guess the advice that I would have was 100% what you just said, that communication is key. I'm going to put Eliza on blast just a little bit. I swore to myself that I was never going to date another bartender in my life.
Yeah.
Right? I had done that world before, and it was a world that just let's be honest, up late nights, booze, overly sexual type of aspects.
Right.
And I was like, that's
Guys.
not guys hitting on girls,
Right.
and there's drugs in that world, and there's parties and all that kind of stuff. And so I had made I'm not really a promise, but I was like, I ain't ever dating another girl who's in the service industry. Just
Right.
never gonna happen.
But you didn't say married.
And so,
Bada bing.
Yeah.
He also said he probably wasn't ever going to get married again.
Yeah, that's
there you
also
go,
true
right?
too. So I had made that commitment to myself, kind of, that I was never going to do that. But then I met Eliza, and things changed. The only reason why I think that it was able to be successful, so not only was she in an industry that I never wanted to get back into as far as relationships go, she was on the other side of the country.
Right.
And I had to just trust.
Right.
Because I'm going to bed and she's going to work.
Right.
I'm going to work and she's coming home.
Right.
Literally, the nightclub that she was at, they were done at 3 o'clock, 4 in the morning.
Right.
I'm literally driving to work on Ontario, and she's leaving. So I'm like,
and that's even the hard part about that long distance thing too, because it's if the schedules don't match, it's you can't, you know what I mean?
it's hard, right?
Yeah.
And so, but
Trust is huge.
Trust is huge, but trust comes only to what you said. Trust is only built through healthy communication, right? And so we talked on the phone for hours every single day. If she's driving home from work, she's calling me. If I'm driving to work, I'm calling her. We made the most of that time to really develop, for me, a really deep friendship first.
Right.
Obviously, I thought she was super hot, so I was like, this chick is hot.
Yeah.
But we grew a real friendship, because there was none of that honeymoon phase of
Right.
like I'm just into you for your body, hooking
Right.
up stuff.
Right. You guys had to really know each other.
Right.
Because you had nothing but to talk to
Right.
each other.
We after we met,
we had to get to know each other.
Right.
yeah. After we
like,
met,
on a deeper level.
we didn't see each other for like 2 months.
Right.
We were just
Yeah.
talking on the phone every day.
Right.
But what I would say to somebody also who's in a long distance relationship, it's like, what's the goal of this relationship?
Right.
Like, the only reason why this worked was because this was the one.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I wasn't, and we were in our 30s, and we only dated long distance for 8 months
Right.
because we really quickly started to realize this isn't sustainable long term.
Right.
Like we can't be living on the other side of the country in a real relationship.
Right.
Without, like what you said, like I need love, I need
Right.
support, I want to see you at the end of my day, I
Right.
want to wake up with you, like
Right.
all those things. So it was like, what are we doing here? So what I would say is, if you're doing long distance, fine, make sure you're communicating, but you also have to both be realistic of like, how is this going to work long term?
Right.
Because one of you
He's going to have to move.
is going to have to move.
Most likely.
That's the only way.
Right.
Well, are you going to live at like
Unless you meet in the middle and you
Right,
both move.
right.
right, unless, or you find a new place together, like,
Right.
which you could do, but
Right.
like
Yeah.
there's going to be some life changes that are going to take place for it to work out.
Right.
And so you need to be able to have those conversations, and don't wait too long to have those conversations
Mm-hmm.
because, 6-8 months of your life, you don't want it to be like, no offense, wasted.
Right.
Find out like neither one of you is
Was serious.
ready
Was
is
willing to.
to
Yeah.
move or make this thing work, right?
Right.
Like, so we dated for 8 months.
We figured it out. We spent a total of like 27 days or 28 days
Together in person.
Yeah.
in person
Yeah.
before he moved across the country.
Right.
But I was like, but the conversation
right.
started early of like,
Yeah.
are you coming east or am I going west if
Right.
we want to make this work?
Right.
And originally the plan was she was going to move east. Then she got a really good opportunity at a nightclub. So I was like, fuck it, I'll move west.
Right.
But like those were the conversations
Right, you have to have
because we
those
had to
conversations.
have
You
them.
have to.
If she's like, I'm not moving, and I'm like, I'm not moving,
It's over.
then I'm like, listen, you're great.
Right. I wish
There's
you the
no
best.
future.
I wish you the best.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. So that's what I'd say. You have to have honest conversations about where you see this going, and someone's got to be willing to change their life.
Yep. I agree.
I think you nailed it. You actively have to choose to trust what the person is telling you, and hope that their integrity is intact, that
Right.
they're not lying to you. You have to trust.
You have
Right.
to trust.
You
You
have to
can't. Listen, if you're jealous and insecure, like we all have those moments, but at the end of the day, either if you can't trust the person, like if I could, then fucking end it.
Right.
You can't keep being nervous or insecure that they're
Right. You
gonna.
can't live that way.
You can't live that way. So just you got to figure it out.
Saying that too, though, you also have to do the inner work. If you've been hurt and scarred in the past,
Right,
you
right.
have to make sure that you're
To know
not
that you're
letting
not
those
putting up
insecurities bleed
those
into
past-
this new person.
That's very true.
Because that new person
it's a new experience.
isn't
No
your
matter what
past.
happened to you, right? You could be jaded, you could be da-da-da, but you got to realize if you wanted to give it a legitimate chance, you have to give it a legitimate chance.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That would be what
Leave
I
your
would say.
past in the past.
Yep,
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay, question 2. At what point do you move on from a friendship that has become one-sided or toxic?
As soon as you really feel that way.
Yeah.
As soon as you really feel that it's one-sided or toxic, it's best to move on. Like, we say in life a lot of changes happen, and that's normal. Growth happens. Some people grow together. Some people grow apart. Doesn't mean that you have to have animosity towards that person or wish them bad or ill will or anything like that. But it's just a part of life.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Change is inevitable, and the quicker that we are able to accept that, the quicker we're able to adapt to different situations. If you're just never ready to deal with change, you're not going to get far because things are going to change. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's kind of a two-part question. The last part of it is a friendship that is one-sided and or toxic, right? Like those can be two different types of friendships, right? Like there can be a one-sided friendship that's not toxic,
Right.
It's just one-sided.
Right.
And so in that case, like, have you talked to them about how you felt about
Right.
that? Like, hey, I noticed, Oliver, like, I'm always the one reaching out. I'm always the one that like.
Yeah,
I know
right.
you're busy. I know you got kids. I know that all the thing, but like, I'm just sensing that you're not like
Right.
super present in this friendship. And if
Right.
you've been friends for a while, maybe it's worth having that conversation with them.
Absolutely. That's the one thing that I missed out. Yeah, if it's a genuine friendship, then yeah, you got to give it a chance to be like, yo, look, just like we said, communication. It doesn't matter if it's a friendship, relationship. You have to know that people can't read your mind. It could be
Right.
your best friend. They could know you in and out. They could know but at the end of the day, something could be different that
Right.
day. You know what I mean?
And
So
you could be like, bro, no, work has been busy. The
Yeah.
kids have been hectic. Sorry,
Yeah.
man. Like, yeah, I've been a little distant.
yeah,
There's tons of going on.
Right.
My bad. I didn't even realize it because I'm so busy doing these things. Nothing personal.
I was about to say, and you could be like, literally, I appreciate you telling me because I didn't even realize you felt that way.
Right.
And now that you said that, now I know.
Right.
And then also now that you say that, you could judge how the person reacts to that. You know what I mean? Like you could say, "Yo, you don't hit me up," and then if it continues that way, then it's like, all right, well, I said,
right. It's like I
said.
told,
Yeah.
and then it becomes the like, I reached out to, I told him how I was
Right.
feeling. It didn't change anything.
Right. Now
I can be like, okay, so again though, no ill will. Like
Right.
you didn't do anything wrong to
Right,
me.
right.
But
We're just on
okay,
different-
we're just on different paths and
Right.
different pages, and maybe as we're growing, we're just growing apart.
Yeah.
And wish you well.
Yep.
I'm gonna do me. When I see you, I'll dap you up.
For
like
sure.
we're good.
Yeah.
But the friendship is changing.
Right.
And that's okay. That is okay.
Yes, it is.
I have a lot of homies back home that I love to death.
Yeah.
But like, you know, we're growing in different places. Even when I go home, sometimes I don't see them. So very
Right.
few people, just because life took us in different directions.
Right. And that's fine. You
it's
know what I mean?
totally
Yeah.
okay. The toxic part of that is a completely different
gotta
one.
go, right.
They
They
gotta
gotta-
go.
they gotta go,
As
yeah.
soon as you're like, this person's toxic, whether they're bringing you into bullshit, they're taking you down a path you don't want to go, whatever it is that you determine is toxic,
Right.
cut that shit out.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
That's
yeah.
like a no. That's like a
No-brainer.
no-brainer. No, like, listen. The other thing too is like, if this person is toxic and they're bringing you into their drama or they're creating whatever, I'm gonna guess at some point they've come to you and you tried to give them some advice. And
Right.
you tried to help. Like, I'm gonna guess most friendships, even with toxic people, there's like a period of time where you're like trying to help your friend.
Right.
And if that friend isn't changing their lives and now it's bleeding into your life, I love you, but you gotta go.
Yeah. I hope. Yeah. Check back in if you get right.
Right.
Wish you the best.
I wish you the best,
But
but
I
I can't have this
I'm
around
not
my
gonna-
life.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Especially if you know we're a little different. We don't have kids or anything. But especially if you have like kids or a spouse or somebody like that, you're like, I'm not bringing your problems
Negative, right.
into my family and my people's problems.
absolutely.
There's no room for that.
Absolutely. No room at all.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say. Difference between, you know, toxic and distant or one-sided.
Right.
And two, if you're feeling like a relationship is one-sided, stop picking up the phone as much.
Yeah, you can, and you can.
Right.
It'll probably just naturally
Just
fizzle out.
Stop
right?
being the one who always makes the effort.
Yeah,
Smart.
If you're constantly giving and trying and trying and trying, that becomes toxic.
Yeah.
it can be. Yeah,
It
yeah.
becomes toxic
Yeah.
because you're the one you feel like you're constantly giving
and never
and,
getting.
and never getting. Givers need to set limits because takers never do.
Yeah,
That's great.
100.
That's great.
That's actually a great advice. Yeah, if you just stop picking it up, you don't have to have some formal conversation.
Right.
You know, you shared it with your hey,
Right.
man, seem
I feel
kinda
like I haven't
distant.
talked to you in a while.
and then nothing changes.
Right.
Well, easy way to. You don't have to be like, Oliver. Just wanted to let you know
We're not talking
anymore.
anymore.
It's like, fucking,
Right.
why'd you fucking talk to me about that?
Right,
stuff?
right.
Just don't
right.
pick
Why'd
up
you
the
call
phone.
me?
Just don't pick up the phone, and that will just naturally fizzle itself out easily.
Yep.
Yeah, good question.
All right. Question 3. I struggle with discipline. How do you stay on track with your goals during the busyness of life?
I want to throw that to you because you have a fucking busy life.
I just said what's important. I just figure out what's important to me and make sure that I get those things done. Make sure my kids are taken care of. Make sure I'm putting money in my bank account. Make sure I'm taking care of my health. And then I feel like the big parts, I make sure that those do, and then everything else sort of falls in line with that if you're doing it the right way. You know what I mean? But I just prioritize what's important to me first over other things so I could delegate my time in the right way.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good. I think for me, I'm a big structure person. Left to my own accord, I'd probably do nothing all day long, all
Yeah.
the time. And so for me, I set myself up a pretty good routine to make sure that I'm doing those
Right.
things. So I don't even have to
Once you
think.
get in the groove
I don't
of
even
the
have to
routine.
think about
Right.
it anymore, right?
Right.
Like I'm like, I know this is how I do my mornings. I know that this is how I do my evenings. I know how, right? And like, it's not about like being super rigid to the point of no fun.
Right.
But it's sort of based off of what you were saying, like, what are my priorities?
Right.
And then how do I make sure that I give myself the time to do it? Because my little ADHD brain or laziness factor will pop in. where I'm like, oh shit, I was supposed to do all this stuff. I did nothing.
Right.
Right. So I set up a structure. That's what we do with our coaching, right? We give a person a structure, help them understand what their days actually look like,
Yep.
and then figure out where you fit in those things you say are important, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you think that the gym is important, when are you fitting that into your day? Mine is structured. I'm either doing it in the morning or I'm doing it after work, and I've almost got it down to like, these days are my morning gyms, these days are my evening gyms.
Right.
And that doesn't change,
Right,
right?
right.
If eating is proper, I meal prep so that we buy the exact same food. I eat the same shit every single day at work.
Yeah.
Every day. Routine, structure.
Right,
I
works.
know I'm hit. I don't even have to think about it
Right,
anymore. It's
right.
just the routine that I go into.
Right.
And so struggling with discipline is a normal
Absolutely.
thing.
Absolutely.
Everybody does, and I think we were talking about this in an episode too, where it's like it's a trait that you have to develop, like a muscle you have to grow. Right? The more you do it and the more you practice it, the better you get at it. But if you can find tips and tricks to make it so you don't, like, if you're going off of motivation, you're fucked. Right. But
Because motivation isn't every day.
it's right. It's fleeting. So the only way for me to stay disciplined, because I would naturally like, I'll just take the day off. I put it in a routine. I literally think like my day's not over. My work day is not over until I do this thing.
Right.
Now I don't think about it. Now I don't have myself that room
Just second nature.
to be like, I don't feel like it. I remember Kobe Bryant. I mean, the guy was legendary with his mental toughness and discipline.
Absolutely.
And he would literally be like, I told myself at the beginning of the season or in the off season that this is what I'm doing.
Right.
So that when the day comes, I don't get to make the decision whether or not I want to do this
Right.
thing. I already predetermined that I was doing this thing. It's not up for debate.
Right.
Right. And
Right.
so I kind of try to do the same thing. I'm like, it's not an option. I've
Right.
already said I'm doing it.
Right. Set in
It's a
stone.
requirement now.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you stop comparing yourself to others, etc., where you are in your career path? How do you stop comparing?
I would just say, just focus on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on what you're doing. Every time you think about, oh, what is the next person doing? Redirect and say, what am I trying to do? What are my goals for today? Get off your Instagram. Get off your social media. You know what I mean? Definitely don't spend your whole day on it. Definitely don't start your day with it.
No.
You know what I mean? Don't start your day with it. Start your day with some quietness, maybe the gym, maybe read a little bit, you know what I mean? Say a prayer. But I would just say every time, it's natural to want to look over. It's even like when you're racing. When you're racing, if you race and you look at just where you're supposed to go, you're going to run a lot faster than if you're looking over to the right to see, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's natural. It's natural to want to look over to the right. But every time you catch yourself looking over, say, hey,
That slows me
what
down.
am I doing? What am I trying to do?
That's
Let
good.
me get on that. You
That's
know what I
good
mean?
advice.
That's what I would say.
Yeah, that's good advice. I think, it's funny that you use the running thing, right? Because the reason why they put the fucking blinders, like the
On the
blinders
horse.
on the horses,
Right, so
is
they don't
so they
fucking
don't
look.
do that.
Right.
Right?
Because you run a lot faster if you just
right.
focused on running.
Think about the speed, like even aerodynamics,
Yeah.
right? Like you turn this way,
Yeah.
you're slowing down.
Right.
You turn this way,
You're slowing down. You go
You
straight the fuck forward, you're
moving way
cruising.
quicker, way quicker.
Yeah.
So I'd say that's a great one. Stay focused on you. The other thing that I would say though too, like it depends on what kind of comparison you're doing, right? Like if you're a really ambitious person and you're like climbing that corporate ladder or whatever, like let's say Oliver and I are both working in the same company. We're both a sales team and there's a sales manager role open. Like who are they going to pick? And if they pick Oliver over Adam, it's okay for me to compare myself to Oliver
To see what I could do differently.
Right.
That's like comparing like facts, like you know what I mean? Like
why did they pick Oliver
Right.
over me?
Right.
Oh, Oliver's here half an hour earlier every day. He stays half an hour later.
Right.
His sales record is better than mine. So there are some things now through comparing myself to you that are going to actually help me get better.
Right.
It's not about beating myself up. It's
Right.
about making myself better.
And you know what is funny? I think maybe I don't have the word now, but maybe there's a better word for, because I feel like when we say comparing what we're talking about, I feel like it's more of a negative way.
Right.
And that way that you were just talking about, I don't think that's negative if you use it for a positive. Like if you watch film of a sports player that you like, and then you're like, okay, well, I could implement that. You know what I mean?
Right. It's learning.
It's not you're. It's like it's. I want to use. I'll have to look up a different word, but something different than comparing, because you're not doing it in a negative way. You're doing it to make yourself better.
You're using it as a tool.
You're
Because
using it as a tool for growth.
Right. Yeah. Because like if you're like, well, the next time a job opens, I want it.
Right.
Well, then I have to be more like what they're looking for.
Right.
Obviously, they're looking for what the skill set that Oliver has. If I'm lacking in those, I need to pick up those skill sets. So yeah, it's a tool.
Right. A tool.
It's a tool. Yeah. Do you struggle? So one of the things that I can struggle with when it comes to comparing yourself, not just to other people, but maybe because of the mistakes I made in my past and how, like, you know, I didn't really turn my life around until I was older. Yeah. Comparing myself with where I think I should have been by now. Do you ever do that? Like, you're ever like, fuck, if I had just had my life in order earlier, I could be here now instead of here?
To be honest, I think that I'm a little bit different. I think that if I had done my music and my music had taken off, I think that if I had all the money in the world back then, I would have OD'd. So I don't, for some reason, I just think that everything sort of happened as it should. I mean, yeah, I guess there's days where I'm like, damn, I could be further than, you know what I mean? But I think that my own story personally, I'm like, I think if things had taken off earlier, I would have been way more out of control than I was.
Yeah, that's actually a really good way to look at it, because I do sometimes. I'm like, man, if I had got my stuff together and got in good shape when I was younger, and the doors that opened and all that kind of stuff, man, I'd be so much further ahead in life. And then I'm like, but if I hadn't gone through what I went through to get the mindset that I have, and I just had the, like, I'm in shape and I'm whatever, I could have been such a douchebag. Yeah. Right? Like, I could have been this arrogant, like, whatever, whoever, right? And so, like, that's actually really helpful for me. I'm going to take that one away. Yeah. Because I have struggled at, like, I should have been further ahead by now. Right. And I mean, the truth is, I fucked up a lot. So maybe I would have been. Yeah, for sure. But, like, that's actually super helpful.
You could be a lot further behind too, though.
Yeah. That's another really great perspective to look at. You could be
a lot further behind. You know what I mean? So yeah, you just gotta look at that glass half full. You know, and sometimes you just gotta remember. Sometimes you just have to even say to yourself, like, you know what? It is what it is. But like you said the other day, you said if everything were to end right now and nothing were to go further, or no, you wouldn't progress in life anymore. You love your life. I love. You know what I mean? I love my life. You know what I mean? Yes, I want to thrive. I want to do a lot more. But if everything were to stop today, I'm very happy with who I am. Yeah. And you know what? You know what I mean? And so.
Yeah, I agree. Love that.
Yeah. I agree with you guys on that. I think that's really good. Okay, last question.
Here we go.
If I want to be a guest, how can I contact you?
Hey!
That's a good one. That's a good one to finish on. Hit us up. DM us. You could DM our page. You could DM Adam directly. You could DM me directly. We see all of our messages. Yep. If we don't respond right away, we'll get back to you as soon as we can. But we're very on top of it. And so, reach out to us whenever you want. We take any guest, anybody with a story. You don't have to be in Las Vegas. You can Zoom call. You can show up in Las Vegas. Sometimes we're in California. Who knows? Maybe we'll be recording in Canada at one point. But just reach out to us.
Yeah, and that's, I think that you don't, like, we all have a story, and that's the BTY community, right? Yes. And it's like, we've all grown. It's not just about, like, oh, but I don't have very many followers, or I don't have any, we don't care.
We don't care about that.
We don't care
about that.
This
is about real connections with real people.
Yeah, so if you have a story to tell, I mean, we all have a story to tell. Yeah. Right? Like, we all learn and grow from each other. Yeah. And so, yeah, if you're interested in being on the podcast, like, reach out. Send us a message, and we'll start the conversation, right? We'll figure it out. The more the merrier.
Yeah, exactly. BTY is a community, guys. It's not just a podcast. It's not just me, Adam, or E. It's everybody collectively pouring into it, and that's what makes the best product. We appreciate you guys checking out the Q&A. See you guys next Monday. Better than yesterday, baby.